and welcome to Monday, August 26th episode of Talk of the Tavern, where we will be discussing August celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries, and milestones. I am Travis Savard. I am the host of this august group. Is it muted, Trin? Can nobody hear me?
I hear you on Twitch.
Okay.
So do I.
Trin may have her volume turned down. She'll figure it out in a moment. Okay, yeah. Before that, I wasn't talking. Anyhow. Let's just do some Oh, my vices tonight. I do have my last cigar in my hot little hand. And some Henry McKenna bourbon. And then just soda. And lots of pussy. Now let's go ahead and go clockwise around it. Elizabeth, please remember to unmute yourself via Skype. So when we have you introduce yourself right now, we hear you.
The funny part is I never muted it. Okay.
I know.
Good evening,
we did.
Can you send me $1 million while you're at it? 50,000. Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth here. Tonight I am drinking an ever surprising white Coteron, and I've only been drinking red all this time, and they actually have white. I prefer the red, but the white's delightful. I will be drinking water, and perhaps later a little Bushmills whiskey.
Nice. Now let me read a few things for you, Elizabeth, because I know who all has the Twitch chat up that they can see.
I do.
Me.
Okay, Elizabeth, you do not, correct?
I do not, no,
Okay.
but I'm going to give it a shot.
No, well, don't ruin anything. I just want to make sure that way if you're looking at it, I won't read stuff off for you. But there's a few comments.
I am not looking at it.
Trin is, by the way, just delighted with you, enchanted with you. She loves all the clips from the beginning thing, not just from you, but from everybody. She says, Elizabeth cracks me up, and then she says, I just have to say, Elizabeth, your clips are hilarious.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll drink to that.
Trin, here's what I'll tell you. I saw you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah. Go to the YouTube channel and look for the store videos. There are, I don't know, a half dozen with Elizabeth and myself, and Chris is in a couple of them, and Andrea's in some of them, and it's just a damn good time.
More to come.
Now, before we have anybody else introduce themselves, I do want to point right up there at the cheer box. It's empty for anybody that wants to be number one. You can be number one till somebody gets competitive. And I also want to point out Skipper, Jamin, is now a subscriber thanks to Chris. So it's
Chris, you rock.
And Chris takes the lead with 5 bits.
We're starting it low. I don't have a lot of bits.
I do want to point out, anybody who throws 200 bits or more, you give free emotes to everybody, and you get some yourself.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Crap. You know I've got odd amount of bits.
Okay.
Damn it.
Let me jump over here. Ed, you're next in the circle of life there.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm drinking water and my favorite Meiomi Pinot Noir, chased down with some Reese's cups. That's good shit.
It's all about pairing. It's all about pairing. And what about you, Chris?
I have rum and Dr. Pepper, and when I finish that, the last little bit of my super fancy rum.
Hold on.
Welcome home.
Okay, I'm just going to mute Elizabeth there. Chris, say it all again. You were covered up by her wrestling her mic.
Dr. Pepper and rum, and then super fancy rum when that runs out.
Very good. Okay. And Elizabeth, just so you know, I did click the mute again because all we had was your hand and you shouting. So make sure you unmute yourself again there, please. Thank you.
Damn it.
Yes?
Chris, are you going to show us the special rum bottle when you start to drink it?
Sure.
All right. I like to learn, right? Oh, it's blurry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same special rum that I've been drinking the last 2 weeks. It's why I only have, like, maybe a shot left.
I think it's also the same special rum that he brought New Year's.
That is correct.
Where's all the rum gone?
In my belly.
That's right. So there's Ed throwing a cheer out, and it didn't work.
It didn't work, see?
I don't know.
I won't do it no more.
I don't know why it didn't.
Oh.
What happened? I don't know. I never know how to do it anyway.
Don't you have a minimum?
Yeah, it's 5.
5.
Oh,
He hit
all
that.
right, I'll try.
You don't need to put an exclamation in front of it. It's just that you look like it. Did you spell cheer? I don't know what it is. Elizabeth knows how to do it.
See?
Yeah, she
Doesn't
does.
like me.
So
It's racist.
It's the man keeping
Maybe
your
you
big
scared
black
him,
bits
Ed.
down.
You're too big.
But
Maybe
see,
it didn't-
I don't even see the bit counter up top. I think it's a conspiracy against me tonight.
Do you want to give your page a quick refresh there?
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah, maybe
Let's do
maybe it's broken. So what went on in everybody's ever so exciting week the past 7 days? What's the highlights? I see Elizabeth
start?
squaring up on her camera. Chris, what were you saying?
I saw, and I might be late to the party, but I saw, Hellboy.
Oh,
I have not seen
what'd you
it yet.
think?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know it was out on DVD yet. I thought it was still hadn't even come to the theaters yet. So it was okay. It was okay. I learned a lot after watching it. I learned that originally it was supposed to be Hellboy 3,
Okay.
but when they didn't bring back Del Toro, Ron Perlman said, "Screw you," so they decided to do a reboot instead.
Okay.
But it was okay. It lost money. They spent $50 million making it. It only brought in $40 million in the box office. So
Ouch.
You know,
Is that worldwide or just domestic?
domestic.
I think the word reboot is now toxic for films.
Yeah.
And I think they need to quit doing reboot, because why did they have to do a reboot? Because they had a different actor and director. It's like a different writer on a comic book or a different artist on a comic book. You don't need to restart the series every time you switch one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen the new one, Ed. I thought you meant the original. Just haven't gotten around to it. Did you watch it on Netflix or?
I actually bought it. It's in my genre, so yeah, I'll throw it on the shelf. But yeah, I actually bought it. But it was okay, and that's it.
Yeah, I think the critics even said that. It's okay.
Yeah, no, that's about what was said about from everything I heard. Trin says they're making reboots for Disney movies. There's a slight difference there, Trin, and it's debatable. I'm not saying you're wrong. No, absolutely not. But they're making live action versions. So it's not quite a reboot.
That are almost shot for shot, too.
Quite often. It's a remake as opposed to a reboot. But then you have like Cruella and Maleficent, which that's just a different take on the same stories. Jamin, just try a quick refresh. Hit F5 on your keyboard, see if that helps. Reboot means resetting the whole story back to zero. Basically, erasing anything that had previously happened and going like it never happened before.
Yeah.
Which they do all the time in comic books. And some work and some don't.
Well, when they started doing it in the 90s is when they lost a lot of readers because of it. And some were done well, like when they, like you said, some work. When they brought the multiverse of DC together into one world so they could combine characters from different realities. That worked. But when you just go, oh, we're just starting all the comics over at #1 again, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
What happened? Yeah.
Dick move.
And everything you remembered and learned, it's different now.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And sometimes they tell the same stories again, and you're like, I've seen this. I was very happy with the first one. Do we need to retell it?
Again.
Right.
Yeah.
That's an interesting discussion. You could almost do a show on that. Like Todd McFarlane rebooted, I don't know if he rebooted Spider-Man, but he did his take, and that was just fabulous.
Correct.
That really...
It was not a reboot. It was his take, and it was fabulous.
Yeah.
But he still had the history and the background, and I don't think he covered the origin story, but if he did, I want to say it was in flashbacks as opposed to, oh, here's a young Peter Parker just getting powers.
That is something in the new Hellboy. The origin story is just in flashback. They didn't do the whole origin story all over again, which was good. And
Right.
it would have been an awful movie had they done that.
Well, I think in the original Hellboy, the origin was voiceover.
Yeah.
Sure, there were you were seeing a memory of it, and it only lasted all of
It
3
was even
minutes
shorter
of the
in
film.
this one, though.
Gotcha.
Sounds like some dates I've had. Ba-dum-bum.
So this week, Andrew and I watched 2 movies and enjoyed 1 movie. We tried watching Red Sparrow, which I'm not a big spy flick guy, but she loves them. It's boring, so boring and slow.
I turned it off.
Wow. Amazon cut off in the middle, and we're like, well, that's a good sign. We're done. Now, on the other hand, we rented Detective Pikachu.
I still haven't seen it. I wanna.
Fun. It's not an awesome movie. It's just fun. There we go. And hold on. Couple of comments. As Ed just woohooed. Win is in the house, and Trin is in the house. So we got Win and Trin, who are both birthday girls this week. And Chris, you want to be a birthday girl too?
I'll be a birthday girl.
There we go. Chris is a birthday girl
Can I get a
too.
tiara?
There we go.
And a
Today
sash.
is.
And get
You don't
all
have them?
obnoxious at the bar.
Move your mic a little for me, sir, ma'am.
What? I couldn't hear you over Elizabeth laughing.
Your mic. We
Oh
can't
my
hear
god, shut up. Not you. My father has sent me 6 texts in the last 2 minutes.
You. Okay.
Because he loves you.
On that
He's probably forgotten it's my birthday.
It's not till tomorrow.
At least tomorrow.
Okay, let me read these comments here while you answer your father, and move your mic so we can hear you.
Yeah.
Ah!
Okay,
Better.
don't be annoying about it.
Ah!
Okay. So, Trin says, I've never seen any of the Hellboy movies. Are they good? I think they're a fun watch. They're not a great movie, but they're a fun watch.
Yeah, they're fun.
And then Win says, light the candles, I'm here. And Win also says, I liked Red Sparrow. Can't imagine sitting through Detective Pikachu. Well, Win and I love to hang out and talk to each other, but we have very different tastes. It's
He's just talking, and he doesn't realize he's muted yet.
you're gonna have to unmute via Skype
You all
there.
suck. I was like, I didn't mute myself.
No.
So anyhow, Ed, what are your highlights of the week, sir?
I stuffed sausage over the weekend.
I'm sorry, I missed the last part.
There's no way to talk about your wife.
I was laughing so loud I couldn't hear me. What was
Yeah,
that?
and Travis called me right in the middle of it, damn it, or wanted to text me and Skype call in the middle. I was like, no, I'm stuffing sausage, so,
What
That's
kind of
because
sausage?
Elizabeth came up with a plan, and I was going to get us all on Skype to discuss the plan.
Ah, okay. Okay.
It had
No, we
nothing to do with Chris's birthday, but it did involve either firearms or destructive tools.
oh, okay. Cool. We'll talk about that sometime
Mm-hmm.
then.
Go on.
Let's talk about this sausage stuffing.
I know I think I've talked about it on the show before. Every 4 to 6 weeks, we smoke up a lot of meat, freeze it, stuff it, can it, whatever. And we decided to make some sausage this go around. So we made some summer sausage this go around.
Summer sausage.
Yeah, that's Ed's last name for anybody watching who doesn't know. So when he says made some summer sausage, it just even more with the joke. So what's in your sausage?
Whatever spices come in the little pack that you get at Cabela's.
And then just ground pork?
Oh yeah, it was mixture of pork and beef.
Okay, so now do you like buy ground beef and ground pork, or do you buy a pork butt and slow roast it? How do you?
You can buy pork and roast it and ground it, smoke it and ground it, whatever. Somebody happened to give me a load of pork, and so I just added some beef to it. And,
You're welcome.
Yeah, it happens, and added some beef to it and made some sausage.
It's and Trent, it's not just you. We are totally pointing directly at the things that include a dirty mind. It's absolutely. How is your health? How's your legs? How's your work? What's going on?
The leg. I am out of the boot. I am out of the brace. Still no calcification at the knee joint yet. That way. Hey, I'm out of it. Doing physical torture. They will clear me for light duty this week, but I'm arguing with my company on whether or not I'll be able to go back to work.
But
My boss says, go ahead.
That means you could be back on top when making the sausage.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. That's good.
Make lots of sausage.
It might be heavy duty. I don't know, man.
Well, actually, I'm making more sausage not working than working, but yeah.
So, I'm sorry I interrupted now. You were saying? And thank you for
my boss says he has office for me. HR is saying we don't have light duty. It's either full duty or none. So
okay.
I'll let them know.
Well, HR can continue to pay you for not working then.
Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, this is a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Chris? It's your birthday week. So not only do you do what I'd love to hear what went on the past 7 days with you, but what do you got planned?
Nothing.
It's good to set the bar right about there.
Yup. I mean, it's not really an exciting one. It's 33.
You're alive. That's pretty cool.
Especially after the crazy week of actually opening the building to the public. Which Saturday went fine. Lots of performances. The theater actually sounds really good when there are people performing, so...
Good. So the acoustics are better, or the sound
Oh,
setup
the
is
acoustics are like tenfold better than they were.
Nice. So you can do more with less
You can
mics?
stand like 10 feet above the proscenium and whisper facing upstage, and a person standing in the back of the balcony can hear you perfectly fine.
Nice. Even when the room is filled with bodies with soft clothing on?
Yep.
Nice. What about living bodies with clothing on?
Is the bar in the theater open yet? Is that usually open?
No, sadly.
Oh, I knew you were looking forward to that, so
Yeah.
thought I'd ask.
So they're gonna still have like Friday night drunkenness or whatever it is they used to call that?
Free Beer Fridays?
That would be it.
Ooh.
Yes, I do believe so.
Nice.
But again, the building closed this morning, and contractors took over the theater to do more work because they're still not done.
Right, it's not unexpected. Let's raise our glasses to all our birthday people. Trin, Win, let us know what your plans for your birthday this week is. But to all three of our favorite beautiful ladies, Chris, Win, and Trin. Happy birthday, guys, and thanks for spending it with us.
Cilantro.
Cheers. Sláinte.
Look at Jamin cheering and everything. He's a subscriber. He's cheering.
Oh.
It's I notice everybody's icons next to it. Look at Elizabeth at number 1 next to her name, right there.
Bitch.
Hey Elizabeth, you're number. Oh, look at Toey, just take the lead.
Ah.
Damn.
She got tired of all this nickel and nickel stuff. It's
There.
No.
Oh,
That
it has
spent
begun.
the first 2 hours of the show. Oh, something else, guys. Thanks to Chris again. He threw 6 gift subs day before yesterday, I believe it was, Saturday. And it put us up over 50 sub points. We have another emote we get to do. So I am gathering ideas for emotes. So if anybody has anything they think that... And here's the important thing. It has to be usable not just by me. So like Andrea's like, what about a book? You're a writer. I'm like, but nobody else would use it. So why even have it? Give me just a second, Trent. I will. It's so if anything you're suggesting, make sure it's kind of universal. Like Chris likes to use other people's emotes in this chat, other people's chat, and that's what we want. We want people to be able to use the emotes across the board. Trin wants me to point out that when she gifted a sub, she did. She gifted a sub and it hit Cogsley. So Cogsley is actually a subscriber again, which is good. But apparently Cogsley went to sleep, and I'm not turning off the stream and turning it back on to make Cogsley get back up and go to work. Like that shit. I got too much to do to worry about it. It's oh, here, I know how to make Cogsley wake up. I can do it right here. I just gotta touch this thing.
Would you look at that? Come on.
Look at Gary jumping in. Oh, there is one other occasion. And running, Gary taking the lead.
Hey now, that is my emote.
What up, Gary?
It's cool, baby shark.
It is. It's fun, isn't it? It's Gary has his own too. You could touch Gary's if you want, Elizabeth.
Redeem Gary. So.
Oh, look at Chris passing out the emotes
That's
with the
all my
mega
bits,
cheer.
though.
That's all his bits.
Show off.
That's right. I got some new. I got Fight Bagel. Elizabeth got Fight Spooge, apparently.
Oh God.
It's a popsicle, I think.
There is one more occasion this
Or
week.
a bucktooth jellyfish.
There we go.
S'mores and smoothies. Salad. Oh no. The salad.
Someone got a
tossed.
murder. Toey got a murder scene.
That's a fighting spaghetti. See, these are all food fight emotes. So yeah, that's. It looks like the flying spaghetti monster.
1,000. Come on.
But anyway, Travis, what happened 6 years ago?
That's what we're getting to. See, there's the Gary Gnu thing. Yeah, this is also not only Wynn's birthday, this is Andrea and my 6th anniversary of when I asked her to go steady. And that's how it happened, too. I said, do you want to go steady? And she's like, sure. I'm like, you know what it means, right? It means exclusive, no dating outside. You know, she's like, yes, I know.
Only indoors.
That's right, that's right. Keep it
No
inside,
picnics.
you heathen.
No capes. No capes.
Elizabeth, well, thank you, Trin. Appreciate that. It's not as many years as Wynn for her birthday, but we're catching up. An extra one every year. It's I did have somebody ask today, you know, so not married? And I'm like, no, because we don't care. And, They're perfectly happy. And then Andrea likes to quote a comedian recently. She's like, there's a comedian talking about marriage as a contract, which basically says, sign this so you're swearing to stay with me unless you're dead.
And then you have to be buried next to me.
I tell you what, if I'm being buried next to somebody, not even saying Andrea, just anybody, I want to be holding their hand. I just want my corpse arm stuck out of the coffin, and theirs also, and we just holding hands, so archaeologists could dig us up. In
I thought you were going to
30
say, if I'm going to be buried next to someone, it'll be my victims.
We could just call him a spouse. It's okay. Something else about the emotes, though, guys. You'll see there's only one emote available in the tavern, and that's because I took the others down, redid them all, so they're more clear, more cool. I took down the mustache one, and there'll be a new improved one coming out. The same with the brandy glass, same with lurk, and the shit happens. I've made them so
Okay.
they're easier to see, more colorful, brighter, and more fun instead of what they were. So, give it a week. Maybe by next Monday we'll have them all again. Okay. I guess we did our opening toast. We're on our way. It's Trin and Toei. You didn't tell us what you ladies are doing for your birthdays this week. Trin, Trin went to a family birthday party last week for 4 different family members, and I was curious. Trin, was that including you? Were you one of the birthday people there? And when I know you've done something fun and exciting. There you go. Jamin jumping in with some very wise words right there. Birthdays are good for your health. Studies have shown that people with the most birthdays live longer.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
And Wynn says, I'm just going around to all the restaurants collecting free food deals. Okay. Wynn, we need the list of restaurants, not only that you've gone to, but also
This is Gary Gnu, and no Gnu's is good.
what other ones you have in your list that you didn't go to, because none of us, we're all of the age where we don't remember what they are. We need a list. By we, I mean me. So is there any special dates for anybody else in August that I missed on this list? Bar
Yeah.
mitzvahs, whatever they call it when they cut your penis.
Yeah.
A bris.
What's happening?
Thank you,
Wow,
Chris.
Trent's going to write a paragraph about what's happening Friday.
All right. Hey.
Nice.
I wait for the
Tattoo.
PowerPoint.
Tattoos and alcohol.
She is turning 19.
Tattoos and alcohol.
The same thing I had for my 13th birthday. Tempe.
I had a friend had a birthday a couple weeks ago in August. That was fun. Whoop.
Nice.
Hello.
I want to.
Hello.
That was weird.
Very good, Gary. Yes, Briss. I also want to point out real quick, Tempe, welcome. Chris gifted you a subscription, so now you're a subscriber, Tempe.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Ah.
I was so happy.
Money bags.
Well, they when you gift them, you can choose somebody specific, but it's a little more difficult. So, like Chris and Trin has just been throwing out randoms. So it's nice when it hits the people who actually come around, as opposed to like that one person who showed up in chat once. There you go. Thanks for Chris there. And Wynn says, I spend a lot of
You're
money
welcome.
buying myself games and software for my birthday. Wynn, you should share Flowscape. Elizabeth, you saw that the other day, right? Maybe. Elizabeth,
Maybe
can you
not.
hear us?
I can hear you.
Did you see...
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were talking to me. I apologize.
No problem. Did you see the new software that Wynn picked up, Flowscape?
Oh, yeah. That
Ah.
was cool.
Mhm.
Yummy, nom, 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 eye candy. Oh,
Yeah.
Trend posted.
Oh, look at Elizabeth all up in chat and every. Why should you're throwing bits? Okay, let's read this off here. So we usually get to go out and eat and open presents the day of the birthday, but we can't go out and eat because my sister has a volleyball game. I took the day off, so I'm going to go to my grandma's house. Yes, the grandma I lost at the library, also the one that sent her fungus. And have breakfast and spend time with her and that side of the family while the household family is at work and school. Look at you just getting around. Little family social butterfly.
Oh, that sounds great. Enjoy it while you got it.
Yeah. I have pointed out, 10, 20 years from now, it's those things. There you go. Ed has taken second place. Chris squints at the screen like, yeah.
I'm out of the race. I don't even have enough to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, if I get past, I don't have enough to do anything.
You were number one for a while there, Elizabeth.
I was.
We're gonna let the
now
wiki
I'm number. Now I'm not even listed. That's okay.
No, if you click the drop arrow, you'll see you're in the list. You're number 5.
I forgot to mention a couple of things I did.
What did you do?
I did. I was having so much fun listening to everyone. As you know, marketing, my screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
But I did watch 2 amazing horror movies. One was Five-Headed Shark, and the other one was Six-Headed Shark Attack. And they were atrocious and fun, and I am inspired to get to work on rewriting a screenplay. So it was beautiful. Now, I have to admit, multiple heads on a shark never occurred to me, but the six-headed shark actually used its additional heads, to crawl up on the beach and eat people.
And later in the evening to play piano at the bar.
Yeah, while drinking Bloody Marys.
Literal Bloody Mary.
He got so upset because a guy was in a lighthouse shooting at him, the shark, right, the six-headed shark. The sniper hit one of his heads, and so the head died. So the head right next to it bites that dead head off and then throws it to the lighthouse, killing the guy in the lighthouse.
Corinne would like to know where you watch them at, and Toei would like somebody to call Godzilla to get rid of those abominations.
Sci-fi, my new marketing target. Sci-fi. Somebody got paid to write that shit, man. Mm-hmm. Why can't it be me? So I got a new couple ideas, and I'll say them off air. But one of them is rude, obnoxious, and I think it's worth $1 million. So.
Okay, is it just a remake of the show? Are you rebooting us?
Oh, and the reboot.
Attractive to play me.
Aww, I'm gonna make you shave, but I'll pay you. I saw the second. Okay, Happy Death Day was a fun horror movie. It's more of a thriller, where it's like a Groundhog Day where the young girl dies at the end of her birthday and then she wakes up. They did Happy Death Day to You, which was this part 2. And yeah, it followed tradition. Number 2 is just not as good. So, but it's an interesting premise. So it just goes to show if you follow the stencil format, it'll work.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at so much of our entertainment throughout history. We've always had formula bands and formula movies and formula TV shows, and they come out in clumps. That, by the way,
I just love that idea of. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I love, as a writer, in terms of story, I really like that idea. I mean, Groundhog Day was just a fun one for me. it's like karma learning. You know, you got to die, and then you have to learn from it, and then you start getting weaker, so maybe you can't come back as much. It's really fun as an audience member and as a writer. That whole experience is really neat. So I enjoy those a lot. The one Tom Cruise did was really fun too.
That was, and they are making a part 2 of that.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know
Which
how that's. Anybody remember the name?
Edge of Tomorrow?
Thank you, very good.
That sounds right.
Emma Stone was not Emma Stone. Was that Emma Stone? The one from The Quiet Place. She was in that. She's married to John Cusack. Can't remember her name.
By the way, Trin says, "Gosh, hope my birthday doesn't happen like Happy Death Day."
It's your birthday. Uh-huh.
But Trin is a big horror movie fan, so
she gets the cute guy at the end. It could be all bad, right? You
get
just
some
gotta
like
die a
hooks
bunch.
up with him. Emily Blunt, by the way, says Trin.
Emily Blunt. Thank you, Trin.
It's So can you recommend some good horror movies, everybody, for Trin? I recommended the Asian version, Two Sisters, Grudge, the original Ring from Asia.
What kind of horror movies does she like? Trin, what do you like?
I also recommended Cabin in the Woods.
Idle Hand.
Oh, that's a good one. Idle Hand. Oh. So
I haven't seen that one, Chris. Thanks for that.
Also,
oh yeah, Seth Green. It's so dumb and so good.
What's the not Bill and Ted versus Evil, but the one with Wash and it's like Billy Bob and Busey.
Dale and
Dale
and something versus Evil.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Worth seeing. It's not so much a horror movie, but it's a great movie. Really, you're gonna just lay on my everything? Don't, cat.
Cabin in the Woods was great. I really enjoyed The Conjuring. That was fun. Whoops. There we're back.
What happened?
The Conjuring is very good.
Okay. So write those down, Trin. Ed, you got any?
And if I think any.
Oh, I'm sorry. Elizabeth, go on.
Not really. Not a big horror movie person. I mean, yeah. So.
Where'd the water cooler noise happen from?
Yeah.
It was me.
Or somebody sitting on a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, no.
I was going to look up some horror movies for her.
Yeah, I'd have to go into my collection.
Signs is pretty good the first time round.
What's that?
Signs.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the one. Came out the same time as Sixth Sense. Had Kevin Bacon in it. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. Gary creeping up. Trin, I'll leave that for her to read.
Maybe.
Maybe we all.
You know, for low budget, I thought It Follows was interesting. It's a little slow, but they did it on a barely any budget. Get Out is interesting. That's fun.
What about?
It's barely a horror though, barely. You know.
What about?
And
They
Saw.
Live?
They
What
live.
about what?
They Live. That one from the 80s, man.
Can't tell you.
That's it. Wouldn't you say it's more action?
I would say it's a drama or a suspense over a horror, and it's a bleed over-ish, but it's definitely not straight up horror. Absolutely not.
It's fun though. I'd watch it again.
See, and this is what I enjoy. I don't want to just watch blood and guts and violence. I love a good story. Which, by the way, Trin says she loves the Saw movies. I've never seen Saw.
All the first Saw.
First Saw is pretty good.
In a non-serial killer way. Sure, Trin.
Oh, Trin, watch. It's called Hush. Hush. Hush.
The Batman?
Very good. No.
Spiders.
No, it's not about spiders. It's about a deaf writer in a cabin. It's cool. It's good.
Actually, Arachnophobia was a good one. John
Mhm.
Goodman.
Oh, she saw Hush already. That is a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, definitely appreciated that one.
See, my ex loved horror movies, so I hate them.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
Sorry.
See, horror movies to me are like, figure this one out, romantic comedies. And in that, I mean, there is such a bulk of kind of just rechurned crap, overly predictable, and it's not interesting or exciting. But if you can find those couple of gems that stand out from the genre itself, those are some incredible movies. Trin mentioned Mama the other day, and that was a good one. It's, Hunter's on his way. Trin thinks Ed should expand his horizons.
My horizons are pretty large already.
They are. They are.
Oh my.
And I'm sure if one of us
Yeah.
pushed a movie on him going, no, it's really worth seeing, he'd say, yeah, he just doesn't feel the need to explore it without heavy recommendations. Would you totally, like, not watch horror at all?
Oh no, I have watched an occasional horror movie. It's usually something. Well, especially nowadays with Netflix and Hulu, it's like,
Right.
all right, I haven't seen that one shit. I'll watch that. And
Right.
but yeah,
No,
but,
that's-
I really enjoy the fake scariness of a horror movie. Like, it's fun, it's safe, but the heroes have to stand a chance of getting out of there. If it's just like one of those Japanese, everybody dies and that's it. I don't want to watch that. That's lying,
I'll tell
I
you what,
want to.
two that I've enjoyed that a lot of people have not enjoyed. I actually enjoyed the first Blair Witch and the first Paranormal Activity. Now we're going back to the first the first new Godzilla, the first Godzilla of this century. How about that? That was like Blair Witch meets Godzilla.
And okay, that's cool. I didn't mind Blair Witch, but I saw it on videotape, so it wasn't so bad. I'm dating myself. I thought The Purge was pretty good, and I was surprised by it.
Yeah.
Low budget and
The
just as
original
interesting.
one, not any
Yeah.
of the remakes.
No, I know I haven't seen any of them yet.
Well, they're not really
Yeah.
remakes. They're
Just-
sequels, I guess.
Yeah.
Beating the dead horse, kind of squeezing money out of it, kind of.
Yeah. Trin has recommended Cargo, which is a Martin Freeman movie on Netflix, and I have seen that also. And kind of like damn it, I'm gonna get it wrong again. Not Birdhouse, Birdcage, Bird Nest.
Oh. What's that called?
The one on Netflix that everybody went gaga about. Trin will remember the name. She'll tell us in a moment. Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Bird Box. Yeah, that was great.
They're not the same movie, but like they're more based on suspense and what you don't see versus what you do. It's and I enjoy that. Wynn says Brotherhood of the Wolf is one of my favorites. I'm not familiar.
See,
with that
I
one.
enjoyed that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Ah.
Okay.
Cargo. Okay.
Chris is dying over here. What are you dying from, Chris?
I sneezed.
Oh, okay.
Isn't Cargo the one based off the short film with zombies?
Maybe it is zombie.
Yeah. I know how it ends because I saw the short. It was a really cool short.
When Trin
It's all right.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When Trin mentioned Mama, I asked her if she watched the original short, which was only like 12 minutes, and it was very good. The original short.
Babadook isn't bad. That's fun. It's kind of creepy. And there was one I saw with Katie Holmes, and it was a Del Toro film, and it had these little like demon imps that would get in the bedroom and try to steal a child, and they end up. I'm not gonna say, but let me look it up. That one was kind of fun. The ending is creepy as all get out. Oh, Del Toro. He's good.
He is. Pan's Labyrinth that's Del Toro, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
He did Hellboy too. See, ding, ding, ding.
He did which one?
He did Hellboy too.
Yes,
we
he did.
mentioned earlier.
Yes, he
Yes.
did.
So
It's
he's creepy.
he's really good with setting a mood. That's for sure. And I think that's
Yeah.
what I miss from a lot of horror. That's the reason I like a lot of foreign horror. They have a slightly different pacing, and it's more suspense and less. Let's see how much blood we could throw on the screen.
You know, two of one of my favorite, actually three horror films. They're a little older, but of course, even the '80s version.
Uh-huh.
I can't go past this Storm Drain. Nightmare. What is the
On
Freddy
Elm
Krueger
Street.
one? Nightmare on Elm Street
Now,
and
Just
the
number
original
one?
Halloween. Oh, number 1 through 4 were fun.
Yeah.
And I got off the mark.
I really liked part 3 with the Dream Warriors where they start to fight back, and then
Yeah.
he kicks her ass. And
That part, though, the first one, you know, where the tongue comes out of the
Mhm.
phone and the hand through the tub, and that, oh, it's just fun. I couldn't sleep for years. 'Cause- Fabulous.
no, I think the problem with a lot of these movies, instead of trying to write another good story, is they try to outdo whatever they did in the previous one, and they're competing against themselves instead of just writing a good movie. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that.
I can't find it.
It'll pop up. Now we've got a couple minutes before This Week in History. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to give the 5-minute warning and let everybody run off for a break if they need one. It's
Oh, I think it's Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
I've
That's
heard
it.
about that one.
Oh, anything with little creatures running around attacking your ankles. Oh, it's fabulous.
Like Cat's Eye.
Kind of like Cat's Eye. And I wouldn't say it's the most exciting movie the whole way through, but the ending, it'll kind of stay with you. It'll stay with you in your brain a little bit. Ugh. And the mist. Sorry.
Really? No, that was Stephen King's, not Dean Koontz, right? Dean Koontz
Yeah.
was Phantoms. It's
Oh, the mist.
So that was actually okay.
Yeah, I loved it.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Speaking
A
Stephen
friend of-
King-
oh, sorry. One quote. A friend of mine saw it. She said that movie's fucked up. I think it's fucked up. All right, go ahead, Ed.
Speaking of Stephen King, they're doing another Stand
Yeah.
for television.
Oh. Movie or TV?
TV.
Huh.
But not just like 4 hours. They're talking about doing like a 12-hour series or something along that lines.
The last series was mini nights. It was multi nights.
It
was a mini
was
series.
2 nights,
Yeah.
and it was 4 hours total, I believe, or something like that. I have that on DVD also. It's let's see here. Trin says the Mist episodes were fabulous. Gary says yes. Burgess Meredith was in Afraid of the Dark, and the little prune fuckers jacked him.
Oh. They did. I remember I was in the theater watching it. Normally in a horror movie, I'm like this, with my hands, or I have my hoodie up over my head, like that one, I had to put my feet on the seat because I didn't want to leave them on the floor.
Don't you get nervous about putting the hoodie because then you have no peripheral vision? You can't tell who's about to grab you?
If that's half the fun. And there's always that one creepy guy in the back. You get it.
Yeah, you can call me by name, damn it.
I thought we talked about that. I wasn't supposed to acknowledge you.
I couldn't. You couldn't hear me over on the ball gag.
I could. I could just hear the giggling. This is a sick bunch of people we got here.
Yes.
Ed, I'm looking forward to The Stand. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Have they
And
done
Trent says on Netflix. I'm assuming that's in reference to The Stand.
the Mist episodes?
The missed episodes. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's the Mist episodes that she's referring to there. Other than that, let's see here. So we.
It says CBS is doing it, all access.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
So
That means we all have to go to Ed's to watch it.
we'll just binge watch it, or we'll go have a whiskey tasting and binge watch
There you go.
Picard and The Stand.
There you go.
And the new Star Trek, because I haven't seen any of that because I don't want to pay for all access.
Well, we could never get
So we-
through that in one sitting. That's why I said Picard, because it'll. What were you saying, Elizabeth?
So we could do whiskey, summer sausage.
Bacon jam, damn it.
Bacon jam.
I'll bring some
Fuck
camping.
yeah.
Are you bringing some of your sausage camping?
Sure.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Okay, what about some of the sausage you made today?
That too.
Okay. I didn't want to be, I wanted to know what to expect on my plate.
You'll never know what to expect in this group.
She did, Trin, she did. You're frozen, but you're very happy. It's a good place to freeze.
Am I?
You're
It's
laughing.
a giggle freeze.
So if you're gonna
Hang on,
freeze,
hang
that's where to do it, right? Okay, there she's
Look
back.
like I'm grabbing myself.
That'll make you happy.
If you're happy and you know it, grab your crotch. Okay. Is this thing on?
Yeah. It is now that you said that. It's on, baby. What's on your shirt there, Elizabeth? October 31st is for tourists.
Yeah, I live it all year, and it's got a little. Oh, hang on, I got a kitty behind me. Is that good?
There you go. We got it. There you go.
You get
That's
it.
right. Now wiggle
Okay.
side to side.
Dirty birdie.
Make the bone man dance.
Jesus, I should have done that. I just saw what I did. Oh, my. Clip it.
There you go, Trin. There's a clip. Trin Andrea may join us. She is due to get out at 10, which is when we end the show tonight. But sometimes she gets out as early as 9, so she'll be here if she can. It's and she and I can hold hands and stare at everybody. Wish
We'll
Chris a
bury
happy
you
birthday.
together.
It's I myself just want chopped up, given to people that want or need the parts, and anything remaining, we'll put it in Ed's sausage.
How are the kitties? Are they all adapted now? Used to each other?
Yeah. We're mostly worried about Squirrel and her neurosis, but she's doing okay, staying in the same room with them without a problem. Hisses when they get close, but she does that with me some days, so...
She's smoking more than usual, you know?
Shooting up, she got a little kitty tourniquet, smack. More hair loss, but only on the belly. Wynn's going to get some cake. Wynn, what kind of cake is it? We need to know when you get back.
Tell us when.
But yeah,
Eat it
Noodle
slow.
is right over there, and we suspect, we're hoping, Steve Perwin may be a dwarf cat. Because if he is actually 6 months old, because he was fixed 2 months ago at 4 months old, he's no bigger than a 12 to 14 week old cat. So we think it'd be great if he stayed teeny his whole life and adorable. 5-minute timer. If anybody wants to run out and get a refill or do the opposite of refilling, now's your time. Thank you for the clip, Trin. Appreciate it. We will make them dance. Good name for it. Good name. It's I will. Now I do want to let everybody know. Appreciate that, Trin. Do want to let everybody know this weekend probably won't be on very much, but I will set up some stuff to replay. We'll set up some replay. Go. This is the time where you get to pee or refill. Also want to thank everybody for getting us to 50 sub points with all your subscriptions, and that's why we have Sunday and Monday nights just for you guys who
Woohoo!
show all the love and support. And keep in mind, some people I slapped the VIP tag on who have supported immensely before Twitch ever came around, or in real life, or helping us grow in other ways. A quick example is Jamin, and he has sent all kinds of sound equipment for live shows and that sort of thing. And you got to show the love and appreciation for that. Some of the people who have done graphics for me are forever VIP and in anything without a sub and that sort of stuff. So, other than that, throw bits. We do have the artist goal down there. We are up to 382.33 out of 850. That is running till September, whatever the end of September is, 30th, 31st.
30.
And that's paying for the 2 artists for the children's books, the tap out tattoo session that I'll be doing live on air, and also the music for our trailer for the D&D game intro. It's so that's what that is all for. And the money you see there is part what I pull out of my paychecks and throw in, and everything that we make off Twitch, and that's since June 1st, including the stuff I've thrown in. Oh my God, Andrea just sent me a message that the gassy dog was back. I still wonder which bitch was farting, the dog or the owner. It's but anyhow, yeah, that's enough of pushing that stuff. Just appreciate it, guys. It is amazing how much we have grown since June 1st, when I took all the things that I was messing around with for the previous 6 or 8 months and put it into play. Some of the stuff I quit doing, I brought back. Some new stuff I learned, I put into play. And it has made a hell of a difference. And you guys keep showing up. Creepers. We love you.
Yeah.
Trin peed and got edible cookie dough. All cookie dough is edible if you try hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
And by try hard enough, I mean shove it in your face. Kudos to Chris. Chris is another year older and really kicked ass on those gifting subs. I do want to point out, Chris, if you'll just drop anything into chat real quick for me. Anything at all.
Okay.
A random letter, doesn't matter. Not like the Gettysburg Address or anything, but I want to point out the icon next to his name right there, where you can mouse over that and see he has gifted more than 25 subs to, and thank you for the bits, Ed. Ed, who, if you look at his name, he's got 25,000 bits that you've thrown, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. You'd have to type it. Let's. Oh wait, we're back early enough. I'm like, everybody's here. It must be late. Enabled the face mask option in your stream, so Trin got to put an astronaut helmet on you during the stream. Nice. Pickle lady with her 5,000 cheer icon next to her name right there.
Really?
Yeah, you have cheered 5,000 bits in the time you've been here.
Oh, you can see my cupcake go in.
Gary says that's enough out of you, Elizabeth.
Let's see. I could have the 1,000 bits, the cheer bit leader, or the 25 gift subs.
Oh, to be honest, Toei looked fabulous with the helmet on. Toei looks fabulous.
No,
on
we
it,
should
man.
have a little tow truck or a little
She's got
tractor.
She does have a tractor emote that when you subscribe you get.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's set up for This Week in History. Let's get us some opening music. Ed, you ready? Hold your breath. Here we go.
Oh,
This week in history.
Hey, Ed, what happened this week in history?
This week in history. Shit happened, y'all. Wow. That's interesting.
What?
Something's missing from my page.
Yeah.
It's not.
Anyway,
It's not that one thing that happened here in Virginia 400 years ago. You're not bringing that up today, are you?
I'm not bringing that shit up. Oh, fuck no.
Good, good. Move on.
Please.
I actually meant to talk to you about it before the show because I'm like that. I don't even know what. Move on.
But I wonder why the rest of the stuff. Anyway, The Wizard of Oz turned 80.
Really? What about the rest of the movie?
Yeah, well, you sure the rest of the movie too, I imagine. Remember watching that shit all the time when I was a kid.
They had a Wizard of Oz day at work, and I was going to do my hair and dress up like the guy at the door of the Emerald City and get a green cardboard box and cut a hole in it that I can open out and go, "What do you want? We're closed," and just slam it on people. So, how many people were actually terrified of the flying monkeys at some
I'm
point in
still
time?
terrified of the fucking flying monkeys.
They were creepy. I think creepier than parents realized.
Really?
I don't think I was ever terrified, but they definitely were creepy. And I know a lot of people who were genuinely like, no, they scared the fucking shit out of me. You know.
Yep. Still do.
Yeah. Trin's right there with you, Chris. Okay.
The trees.
There was
The
one
trees
year, I think
that
I
would
was-
grab you. Ugh.
See, the trees not as scary as the fucking flying monkeys.
For me, the trees were scarier. And Toei says, nah. I'm sorry. I'm going to read this like she's a 80-year-old biker chick. Nah, I was already watching hardcore horror as a kid. A picture of the cigarette and a fucking shiv in her hand. Tempe always hated that movie, and Jamin is throwing his bits at our face.
You sound just like her.
You probably thought you were on her stream for a second, didn't you?
That's good whiskey.
Hey, guys, do me a favor.
Tell us about the monkeys, Chris. Tell us. Come on, we cut you off. Come on, tell us about it.
Oh, no, when I was 8 or 9, my grandmother was going to take us trick-or-treating, and that year she had a very realistic-looking, like, monkey costume. It wasn't quite the flying monkeys, but it was like an organ grinder monkey costume. And I could not look at her the entire night and just kept running from house to house. She was yelling and screaming at me to slow down because she couldn't keep up with me. I was like, I can't look at you!
Something I'd like to
That
do
is fabulous.
for Toei and Trin is I want to make sure everybody here, if you'd be so kind and you want to be supportive and give them a little birthday present, go follow their channels. They are also streamers. And let's show them a little love and support from our little community, our little family here. And make sure we do that. Okay. Sorry, I just realized it's the least we could do for them, right? And Wynn says, I won a costume contest dressed as one of the Wicked Witch's guards years back. She does some awesome cosplay. Ooh. Ooh. Am I going on with that, Ed? At least get 2 rounds on that one.
You know what's amazing about The Wizard of Oz is when you think about, the year it was made. Was that 36?
Yeah.
Those effects still hold up even today.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of them are, you can tell, but it's astounding how just the craftsmanship, what they did.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's the difference between, the first Jurassic Park and the later Jurassic Parks. They
Indeed.
gave a damn and they wanted a good product to exist.
Yeah.
And it showed.
Yeah.
Whereas every other one they did after that looks like a fucking cartoon. Because they are.
That would really be interesting to be in those meetings where, I mean, when you're someone like Spielberg, how much money have you made these companies for film? So they're going to listen to you. They're going to, you have a certain amount of power.
Right.
But not all of his movies are fabulous. So, there's sometimes he'll get in a group of people where maybe the chemistry doesn't work or maybe the story doesn't work. But there's ones, boy, when it works, Jurassic Park, it really worked. It's amazing. It's extraordinary.
Was there ever a movie?
I bet theater is that way.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Good. Travis?
You were saying, Elizabeth?
No, I was saying to Chris, I bet theaters that way, where there'll be productions that are just not only fun to watch and experience, but they rise to the level of beyond art. And then there's some that are just like, oh, okay, you got to the end. Well done.
That was something. Signature Theater down in Arlington just produced the world premiere of Blackbeard, the musical. And everyone just kind of went, yup, that was definitely a thing.
They could have just done Yellowbeard.
Would have been better.
Yellowbeard was great. I don't know if
I
you've
love
ever
that
seen
movie.
it. Okay, you know it, okay.
Oh,
Or
I am very familiar with Yellowbeard.
the Christy McNichol Pirates of Penzance. That was
Ooh,
a fun
yeah, that
damn
was cool.
film.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
wow.
Huh?
Trent just asked, tough question. What's everyone's favorite movie, either now or when you were a child?
We'll answer this real quick, then we'll let Ed get back on with This Week in History. Hey, Jewel.
Quiet Man with John Wayne.
That is a
John
good
Ford.
one.
Very,
classic.
very good one. Very good one.
That's a good choice there. So, Chris, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with 10 Things I Hate About You.
Really?
I love that
Oh,
movie.
cool.
Shakespeare. Well done, sir. I'm gonna watch that one again.
The first 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It annoys people when I watch it.
It's even more annoying when you're not watching it and quoting it for the 45 minutes. Oh, see, Toei says now, Secondhand Lions. As a child, The Great Race.
Ooh. Was that the animated one? The Great Race?
I'll let her answer that. It's I immediately thought of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And
That
Jules
was
says
good.
Independence Day. Boneless, how are you? Good to see you, man. It's,
What up, Boneless?
Boneless is one of our new
Sorry to hear that.
subscribers, a part of Chris's little gang that he's building to take over the joint.
I mean, what?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Trent said, Ocean's 8 now. As a child, Curious George the movie. That was going to be Aiden's first movie in the theater. So, look at Jamin saying hello to Jewel. Get a room. Ed, what about you?
Mine would be the Michael Mann Last of the Mohicans. Really, 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 really love that movie. Very, very close second, though, would be When Harry Met Sally.
Really?
Ooh.
It is a good flick.
Good movie.
Definitely a good flick. Did Jamin answer yet?
I don't think he did.
Later, Travis. Wait, for me and you, Jewel, or for you and Jamin? For all three of us? Now I'm nervous and sweaty and titillated.
Let's do it.
Win, let us know if The Great Race was an animated flick or not. It's inquiring minds want to know. While you guys are answering with your other favorite movies as a child and now, Ed, what was next on the list?
21 years ago, one of my favorite movies, but not number one, of course, and we've discussed it several times on this show. Blade was released in theaters.
It was. It's Toei, I'm sorry that okay. Now she did answer. Yeah, Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, Great Race.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
that one.
They are a great
Okay.
combo. And Jewel, as for the room, any combo thereof, how you doing? Don't give out the room number. We'll all show up.
Yeah, we will.
Chris has rum.
Dropson's here. Hey, what's up, dude?
Drops it. See, guys, do me a favor. Cover the chat for me because it is not updating quickly for me. I'm missing things in chat.
He hasn't said anything.
Oh,
I
okay.
blew his cover. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's so yeah, it's Blade, which they are also remaking.
As a TV series.
And poor Wesley went, "I'll do it," and we went, "Yeah, we know, man."
Yeah, we know. But he's not
Oh,
gonna.
what's that?
He's not gonna get the chance to do it.
No, let him
Who's
come
going to be
in.
Blade?
Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with actors. If they're not 40 years old, I don't know who the fuck they are.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google
I
it
understand.
because I saw it, but I don't remember.
On it.
Now, you know, there was a TV series on like TBS or something, one season. Uh, the rapper Sticky Fingers played the part as Blade.
That sounds horrible. Anybody named Sticky Finger sounds more. That's funny. Jamin just sent me a picture of Wesley Snipes as Blade, and he's pulling a can of Glade aerosol spray from behind him, and it says Wesley Snipes Glade, the power of an immortal, the soul of a human, the smell of lavender and vanilla.
Okay, it says here, I'll get the name wrong. Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, sure.
Mahershala Ali.
Prince Ali, wonderful he. Ali Ababa.
Was he the stormtrooper guy?
No. We're talking about Finn. He's really can't remember.
The other
his name.
black guy.
John
Yeah, the other black guy.
Bodley.
He's a good-looking black guy. He's good looking.
He looks fun and friendly, doesn't he? He's very approachable. Wait, you talking about Finn or
Yeah.
the Blade guy?
The Blade guy.
Oh, okay.
Aw, don't leave us now.
Oh,
We're only on for another 50
Trin.
minutes. But we understand.
Happy
Trent.
birthday, Trin.
Yeah.
Should we sing happy birthday to Trin before she goes?
Will we get in trouble for singing that song on the show?
So against
And not
terms
paying
of
for it?
service. I think
Happy
Michael Jackson
birthday,
owns it.
Trin.
Have a good night.
I think Disney
Have a
bought
good
it.
birthday.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the trend. Really, 2 months subscriber and a hell of an addition to the tavern.
Hell yeah. Cheers to that. Slanja.
Yeah. It's,
Ooh, that whiskey's getting better and better.
Sam L. Jackson, the other black guy. No,
The
we
other
got like
black guy.
4 black guys
The
now.
other
We don't
black
know what to do. Kind of like when white people going, I got a black friend. I got 4. Fuck, what do I do now?
Oh, that's good to know, Toy. I did not know that.
There was a court case. I vaguely remember that.
Oh.
A decade and a half ago. Because I think the Beatles or Michael Jackson or Ted Turner, I don't know, somebody said no. So did we talk enough about Blade? Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it doesn't suck.
Yeah, hopefully.
Who's doing it?
I hope vampires are scary in this one. I like it when vampires are scary, where you're afraid to go out to your car, the parking lot, and you leave the theater. That's what I don't need them sexy.
See, I
Movies.
love vampire movies. I have embraced the darkness of it all. Every Halloween, when I was, I don't know, certain age, I played a vampire. I dressed up as a vampire. I love vampire movies. Vampires are the shit, man.
Yeah, they're pretty badass.
Where's Bob so he could bring up Blackula right now? God damn it, Bob. Because he
Or
did
a vampire in Harlem.
Yeah.
Banicula!
Banicula was actually pretty decent.
It was.
Yeah, I don't know. Ed, have you had experience? Do you know what Banicula is?
I don't know what Banicula
Elizabeth, are you familiar with it?
I have no clue.
Go ahead, Chris.
It was a child's book about a bunny vampire that they then turned into a movie.
Yes. Okay.
And it would
yes,
drain
I do know.
vegetables. You'd find like withered carrots in your garden.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was okay. It was pretty good. Okay, Ed, what else you got?
That's all of the old stuff. New stuff going on now. I didn't copy and paste this. I'm sure everybody has seen this by now. The new Rise of Skywalker footage that got dropped this week with Rey holding the double-bladed red.
Oh, you mean the trailer with 8
lightsaber.
seconds of new footage and the rest is from,
Exactly.
any other movie except the new one?
I've seen that it dropped. I haven't watched it yet.
Now, what I was more impressed about, sorry for the spoiler on the 8 seconds there, Chris. Did you look at her face, Ed?
I watched it real quick before the show, and that was it.
It's got dark side damage. She's like a bit pale and wan, and she's got like the lines and the veininess starting and everything.
The veininess.
Well, if you look at, Chris will know what I'm talking about from the video game, where they get like these dark, I don't want to say purple, they're almost black, but not quite. A few comments, by the way. Wynn says, as a kid, I always wore a scary costume until age 10. Then I wore more girly things. Jamin says, they found an early documented copy of Happy Birthday that predated the one held in their portfolio, so it's public domain. Thank you for that clarification, Jamin. Did you see the funny vid where someone put the horrible Cats trailer music and dialogue over the Mandalorian Merc series trailer? No, we didn't win, but we need the damn link. Please, pretty please.
Put that in chat.
Why would you even ask? Even if we had seen it, we'll watch it again. I appreciate that. Thank you, Wynn. That sounds great.
Wow, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
So,
Sorry.
speaking of that, I'm now that Wynn has brought it up, and I'll throw it in there. I'm sure everybody's seen it. There's the new Mandalorian trailer that dropped this week.
We watched it on stream the other day.
We did. It's did you get a little wet, Ed, when IG-88 spun into action?
It wasn't so much IG-88. It was seeing Carl Weathers on film again.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was pretty
here.
fucking cool. I thought he was done for. We'd never see him in anything again, and it was pretty cool. He's only going to be in one episode, but hey, it was still pretty cool.
For now, but if they get a big enough public outcry going, unless they kill him, bring him back, that was awesome, then he might get a reoccurring role, and it's and then again, he might not want a reoccurring role. He might have been like, this is just cool to do it once, and I'm a one and done and good. But so yeah, it's nice to see them pulling in folks who they're not even on B list or C list. They're not on a list anymore. But they were icons. And Carl was never huge. He had Rocky, he had Predator, he had a few others, but we all know him. Well, Chris,
we all know.
You know who he is?
Nope.
It's that 10 or 15 year difference, and that's the only reason you don't know who he is. He was in...
Did you ever see Predator?
The original?
Yes. I mean,
He was
many
the-
years ago.
He was the black guy that lost his arm.
Yeah,
He was
But
the big black guy, not the skinny black guy.
the big one. Not the bald one.
That's
Not the bald one.
Not Scatman.
He's the one that they all didn't like. And what's his name? Ventura spit his
Juice.
chew on his boot.
He spit his juice on him.
I like Carl.
Pretty nasty habit you got there.
He always he just was so charismatic on film, even when he was kind of the bad guy, and you just wanted to. He would be someone you'd go have dinner with. Like he just was a neat guy, and I'm really glad he's back on film. I agree with you, Ed. I hope we see more of him. So
even when
he's welcome to be in any of my films anytime.
That's true.
Carl,
That's
if you're out there.
And we have 13 viewers. He could be one of them. Devnall, is
Carl,
that you?
speak up. Come on the show, dude.
But only if you like whiskey. Come on, Carl. Come on.
He hung out with Arnie. I bet you he likes whiskey and cigars. Before I go, if Andrea comes onto the stream, can someone please tell her I said hi? No, I don't think we can. We'll be like Trin didn't say anything to you.
Don't tell us what to do, Trin. Don't tell us what to do.
You're not my real mom.
Of course, Trin. Only for the birthday girls.
That's right. Any other week,
I
fuck
forbid
you.
it.
That's right.
I love my roommate. I got a squirrel. Love my roommate. She knows on Monday nights I'm on the show. She texts me every Monday night on the way home. Do you want a hamburger? Which I always respond, I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. And she brings me a hamburger on the way home. I love her.
Oh,
That's awesome. She used to
what kind of
listen.
burger?
Bacon burger from Wendy's.
Ooh, that's a good roommate.
How's her house coming
Mm.
along?
They're probably 30 days, maybe.
Really? So they got
Wow.
drywall up? What's up, Drop?
They're working on the drywall. What's
Working on
up, Dropson?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for swinging by, saying hello.
Yeah.
You with your big 5K cheer sitting right there next to your name. Your
Damn it.
13-month sub badge. I have learned a new phrase, by the way, guys, regarding Twitch. Apparently, we have a Twitch baby when somebody subscribes for 9 months.
Oh, really?
Well, you just, if they've been subscribing for 9 months, it's long enough to have a baby. So, yeah. Twitch baby.
Okay.
I wonder who keeps it if you split up. Not it. Take that with you. It's, still haven't heard from Andrea, so she might be getting out late. What else you got, Ed?
3 new series announced on Disney Plus this week: Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel.
Wait. Moon Knight,
Oh,
She-Hulk,
Knight,
and Miss
yeah.
Marvel. Which one do we want to talk about first?
I don't care.
She-Hulk it is. Elizabeth, you want to open this one?
That was good. Stop talking about me.
Are you starring Elizabeth?
Oh, who's playing She-Hulk?
I didn't even go that deep. I just saw that they announced them, and so I'll throw it out there.
Is this all on the channel you have to subscribe to?
Yeah. The Disney.
But it's only $6 a month.
Yeah.
Some guy probably.
Yeah.
Some
thinks
guy probably.
Okay.
These days, Toy, you're probably right.
They got Caitlyn Jenner to do it.
You know, that'd be funny if the feminists came out or the social justice warriors, like She-Hulk was, transphobic or something because
sure.
it's she.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. I like Moon Knight. I always kind of liked that comic. I don't
Marvel's
remember a
Batman,
lot
yeah.
about it. I just liked the design and kind of his powers. That was cool. He had a big cape.
I'm like you. I don't remember anything about it. I can see the character, but I don't remember a damn thing about
It was
about the
Marvel's
character.
Batman.
Was
Swinging
it?
around on a line and kicking ass hand to hand, throwing these little moon-shaped batarangs. They're moonarangs.
Boomerangs.
And Miss Marvel, like, are they using what's her face from the movie?
Well,
Ugh.
I guess this must be the social justice warrior thing, because I thought Ms. Marvel was supposed to be the companion of Captain Marvel. So
No.
you tell me.
No. Maybe Moon Pie Night would be funnier.
Moon Pie Night. Excellent.
Toad, I'm wondering if there was a Mad Magazine that did that.
I could play that part.
He always has chocolate around his mouth.
Ed, you have an affinity for vampires. Remember that show about a detective that was a vampire?
Nick
And
Knight.
his name
Vaguely.
was...
Vaguely, yeah.
I kind of dug that show. That was fun. And he would have to sometimes hide in the trunk of his car because
Right.
it would be morning or something.
And
then
she drops in. That would be She-Hulk. Hulk, as in the Incredible Hulk, not She-Hulk, as in the bird. That would be DC Comics. So.
And Jamin, to answer your question, do they have to pay child support for the Twitch baby? I guess subscribing supports it until it hits 18. Otherwise, many people abandon their Twitch baby eventually.
They become a burden.
I will look forward to She-Hulk, that's for sure. I always liked the character. And as
Used
for
to watch her super early like Saturday mornings at like 5 or 6 a.m. The Hulk cartoon was on.
They had a cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not slow like Hulk, though. She's just normally
Green
mental.
and muscly.
Right. Yeah, muscly.
Yeah, and she
big
can control
boobs.
her changes. A lot of her storyline was her debating if she should stay in the Hulk form or not because she got a lot more fucking respect when she's 7 foot tall and could throw a man through a wall.
It's true.
Yeah, sad. Here's a sad fact. Earlier this week, Trin was talking about going to a car dealership, and Elizabeth was in chat, and she's like, "Bring a man with you." And sad fact that advice has to be given by somebody who would know to a younger woman. It's or bring She-Hulk with you.
But that's part of it, and that's part of what you just life is what it is, and
Yeah.
to be aware of that, and to share it, and to help inform people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
If you're gonna go buy sexy lingerie for someone, maybe ask a woman.
Take me with you. I'll go.
Ed looks
Friend,
great in it
do that.
anyway. You got to get him the
I'll tell you.
crotchless kind though, because otherwise there's going to be another Hulk incident.
Something.
It's Toei says He-Man, She-Hulk, me Tarzan, the pronoun pack.
Well done. That was funny.
That reminds me of more Saturday morning cartoons where they had like the Tarzan Lone Ranger Batman hour in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fight the Social Justice League. We better move on. Ed, what else do you have?
This is gonna get worse. Yeah.
Okay. How many of us cried this week when we heard that the marriage between Sony and Marvel is now kaput?
How many of us were surprised at all?
I wasn't
Wow.
surprised. I knew it would be coming.
I was disappointed, but
I was
not
hopeful,
surprised. Yeah,
but I knew it would be coming. But, yeah.
I wanted it to work out, but whatever. It'll happen eventually.
Yeah. Oh, because Disney's going to dominate the fucking world. So yeah, it'll happen
Because
eventually.
money rules, and Disney will have more money than Sony. And in 12 years, when Sony is about to go bankrupt, Disney will buy it for
We'll buy it.
1/10 of what they offered now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And not that I'm wishing collapse on Sony. I don't. I just wish Sony would make a decent fucking superhero movie.
I heard rumors about it. I just heard rumors that Sony was going to make their own Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That he was leaving the multiverse, and
Yeah.
I never read further into the article. So
Yeah, that was the deal. Basically, Spider-Man has been on loan to Marvel from Sony, and that deal has now collapsed, and it's gone. So,
Hey, John. John says, yeah, I can offer him a few bucks. We'll all pool our resources. We might even get into the double digits. It's yeah, so they're going to make more Spider-Man movies, but without Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
yeah, which means they'll probably do another. They'll start it all over again.
They just gotta leave it alone.
Yeah,
like,
leave it
how
alone.
many freaking Spider-Man reboots do we need?
Exactly.
although that animated one was really good,
It
the
was.
Spider-Verse.
To the Spider-Verse? I still haven't watched it. It's on my
Uh,
Netflix queue. Everyone
put
says
it-
it's the best damn
Yeah.
Spider-Man movie there is.
It is. It is.
It's heartfelt. There's actual story, and visually, it's stunning. It's stunning.
And John Mulaney's in it.
It's like an oil painting. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nobody got any sleep. I mean, that probably took a bunch of years off these artists' lives getting that one done. Look at the cheering still going on.
Ed is doing the Jeffersons. He's moving on up to the top. So,
Is it gonna go in? Gonna go in.
John of Conquest Publishing says, bring him into the Conquest universe. Hey, John was another one that got a, thanks to Chris, he got a subscription.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to
not
contact
today.
John. I keep forgetting because I ordered my Stargate. Whatever the last series was, the comic. I ordered it too damn late, so I need to find out if he's got any in stock and order one from him.
John, let him know.
The Stargate
Yes.
Universe one.
Universe, yeah.
And don't
Yeah,
forget,
wait a-
I mean, he'll give you his email if you want, Ed, or you can grab him on Discord.
I'll grab him on Discord or grab him off of Facebook one day. I just
Okay.
keep forgetting to contact him and find out if he has any.
Okay, Ed, what else you got for us?
That's it. I was done.
After this many reboots,
Yes.
Peter Parker is going to get pissed off and kill his uncle himself. Well, I think they could do it, but use a new actor, new director, etc. But why bother to call it a reboot? Just call it another Spider-Man movie. Just don't do an origin story. John says he can order them for you, Ed.
Cool.
So get them on and let them know which ones you need or all of them or whatever.
All right.
Yeah, I think just continue the stories. You know, go grab the Todd McFarlane storyline for the first 12 issues. If Sony was smart, they would do it in a streaming television show instead of a movie. And if you ever do Fantastic Four again, please just no more Doctor Doom. Not another origin story. Stick with the classics. Give him one season with this plain, bland Fantastic Four original outfits and let him each season a new set of costumes from a different era.
Are you actually suggesting we need another Fantastic Four?
No, but they're
Train
going
wreck?
to do it because they own it. No, I'm not suggesting that, but I know it will happen anyway. Just like they will keep making X-Men movies, even though the X-Men movies...
Are going way downhill.
They are. Well, they're trying to jam too much into it.
Yeah.
I think if they stick with, you know, a base 5 team and give us a simple story... hell, if they study some of these other movies that made it and... use that stencil, as Elizabeth referred to it earlier. You know, learn from what has succeeded and copy that shit. You know, use the same format, use the same pacing, use, you know, the balance of character development versus plot. The formula's out there and easy. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
It's tough to have multiple characters
Mm-hmm.
in a film like that. It's tough. And I caught myself watching some X-Men yesterday, and it was, I don't know, I think number 2, and the mansion gets attacked and all the kids are running. I like the parts, once again, you can see all these different powers being used, and some kids outsmart the guys and some don't, and some have a tragic capture. But it's okay to break the mold. Logan broke the mold, but I think they got a really good writer on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Logan was the first time we got Wolverine as Wolverine should have been.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he should have. Every movie they gave you 30% of the comic, 70% of the cartoon. And I think as adults we wanted the comic book Logan, the comic book Wolverine, where he's not. He doesn't want to see everybody die, but he's a bit of a dick because he's bitter. And he knows they're going to fuck him over because that's what's always happened. And I think Logan was the culmination, the climax of being fucked over decades and decades of... I think it was a great closure to the whole X-Men storyline. And not that they should stop making movies, it was just a nice cap to it all, because he had Professor X and him.
And it was also fun because, you know, it is... Okay, there are movies and stories, and so people get shot, but they're not really getting hurt. But Wolverine was just such a gruesome mutant. Like, he's ripping people open and slashing.
And Logan was fun because you see the toll it takes on him,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to see the toll on other people too. And it was rough. It was a rough film. It was fun to see kind of a more real superhero movie. It was really neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was absolutely surprised by it. I'm delighted.
Yeah. And I can go through it. I can pick out flaws, but all in all, I was very pleased. It's
Oh God, yeah, that scene when Professor X just freezes everybody in Vegas. It's unreal.
which he's done that a couple other times in the other movies. But to see him in his waning state there.
Right. To see him, and then you see people being affected by it. They're not just frozen. It
Right.
hurts them. You know,
Right.
that was great. Oh, yeah. Yum, 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 yum.
You get to see a hint of what Professor X as a villain could have been like.
Yeah, that would have been
God.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, switch Professor X and Magneto and make Magneto the good one.
Yeah. Well, it all depends if Professor X had Cerebus at that time then.
Yeah.
If he has Cerebus, he is, 10 times or 100 times more powerful. And be able to pick people out by genetic markers. So,
Wow.
yeah. Because you remember the scene where he's looking all across the world and all these lights, and then you got blue lights of normal people, then you see the red of the mutants, and the blues fade away. And so, could he pick out just people of a certain heritage and affect them? Could he grab the genetic marker for, here we have people from the Middle East, or black people, or Jews, or he could have been a hell of a bad guy.
Here we go. I was just looking up Dark Phoenix here.
See, I remember the original comic book, and I haven't seen the new X-Men movie, so I don't.
I haven't either.
Anybody seen it?
It's out on video, but I haven't seen it yet. I went like, now it.
Oh, you know what we could discuss in the last 20 minutes? So Elizabeth had an idea of doing a photo shoot while we're camping. Like an album cover, a badass album cover for Talk of the Tavern.
Okay.
Now, first she said we can get firearms, and I'm like, well, I don't know the campsite's going to allow that. She's like, then we can get cool tools. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, no, like an axe and a, what was the other thing you suggested there? Oh, a pitchfork. And I'm like, well, I could bring like a plastic lawn rake. How about that?
A Nerf gun. I don't know.
You guys could. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
A little kid's like sand shovel that you would take.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah, everybody have these badass
I'm not
weapons.
sure what, but we're going to be in the woods and outdoors, and it could be fun. Let's just at least take a couple photos of
I
something.
said we'll
could
have to get a
bring-
picture of Kevin in front of a neutral background that we can crop the background out. But he'll have to be in that classic Bigfoot silhouette walking thing, looking towards the camera, and we'll like superimpose him in the background. We'll get Chris to take a picture in front of a neutral background so we can crop him out, and we'll just put him in the front corner foreground, peeking over the corner edge. Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
Heaven knows what we'll do. There we go. That's pretty much it, Chris. But we need like your mustache and your big goofy grin, how you throw your head back Muppet like. Something like that, yeah. And you could take a straight on, because when we crop it, we could turn it and everything. No big deal. So you can take a straight on shot. Just give us a dozen different shots to use, and we'll do a Photoshop job on it. And, I told this idea to Andrea. She's like, fuck that. I'm relaxing and camping. I don't want to take any goddamn pictures. I'm like, well, Ed might feel the same way. We don't know.
That might be funny. Just lay on a rock. We're all laying there. Take a shot. Boom.
Somebody holding the plastic bucket.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so rare where some of us are together. We should take photos, and we do.
Sure.
That's all I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
We could just imitate classic album covers. We could redo that Beatles one with the road, but instead of a road, well, we could probably find a road in the campground. We could redo the cover of Queen.
Bridge over a stream.
There we go. We're like, Teresa, get in the stream and take pictures.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't.
The budget for Dark Phoenix was $200 million.
Jeez.
Wow, they lost money.
Well, it made 65 million here, and then it made 200 and some
Okay.
overseas. So they might have cut even.
$200 million. Can you imagine the pressure? You'd be smoking nonstop. Oh, if you were the director. Oh my God.
And that's Sony.
Is that Sony?
That Sony is
Oh.
X-Men,
That was
Fantastic
yeah.
Four, and Spider-Man, except the most recent Spider-Man movies. Those were on loan to Marvel.
I thought that was Fox. It had X-Men.
Chris? I want to say
They
it's
might
Sony.
have.
Move your mic.
Yeah,
Just
I thought it was Fox because that was a big thing when Marvel was able to acquire Fox Studios. That they had basically all of it there for a while with Spider-Man. I thought.
Okay. Toey's backing you up on that one. Fox had X-Men.
Okay.
I gotta plug in. Hello?
Yeah, give me
Hello.
a second. I'm Googling something here.
I was plugging something in, like, oh crap, did I just kill it?
Okay, so that's what I was thinking of then. I was thinking X-Men with Sony, and I was thinking Marvel no longer has Deadpool and X-Men also. Okay, so they at least have them.
Yeah.
They just don't
Yeah,
have
they do.
Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, which I would love to see. You know, like, I'm worried about, don't reboot Venom again. I know that
No.
movie wasn't great, but it was good enough. Let's make
Don't do it again.
Well, they set it up for a part 2 with Woody Harrelson and everything, and you know,
Right.
go ahead, make part 2 if you want, but don't stop hitting the reset button. You know, build on what you have, make something better than what you did before.
Yep.
Hmm.
I saw that the other night, that Venom.
What do you think?
Yeah, that was... It was okay.
Yeah, I liked.
It seems like an awful gross character that they're advertising for kids. So.
Well, I can agree with you that Venom is another one. Like Wolverine, it should have always been rated R. Like Punisher should have always been rated R.
Oh yeah.
And if you watch Punisher War Journal, that's when I actually go, okay, that's a little gratuitous on the blood splash there. You know, I don't think they needed all that. But it was at least more Punisher-y. And Netflix did a great job, for the most part, with their series. Even the ones I'm like Iron Fist and Luke Cage, I don't think they held up to the hype. But I was glad to see him out there.
At the end of the day, we watch them.
I
You know,
have not
so-
watched season 2 of Luke Cage or Iron Fist yet. It's on the list, but it's not high on the list. So I will watch it, absolutely. But
I didn't see any of them. I don't know. When they came out, I just didn't bother. I was so disappointed with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that after I just tuned out everything that popped up on TV.
with
there for a
Agents of
while.
S.H.I.E.L.D., go watch season 4 with Ghost Rider, and then stop.
That's where I stopped, basically.
And as for the Marvel ones, Daredevil is definitely worth watching, and Jessica Jones is a good story. They actually
It's tragic. So tragic.
It is.
Rip your heart out.
And they bring Hellcat in, if you remember her.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the Defenders in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why Chris is shaking his head.
Yeah.
Nope, don't remember her.
Yeah, she was vague, which this is what they need to do. They need to go for these lesser known characters. The Cloak and Dagger series, which was on Hulu, was good. That was a good story. And that was a story about two teens facing a corporation who happened to have powers. It wasn't about powered teens taking down a corporation. And I enjoyed that.
That got canceled, though, right? Didn't that end or something?
I don't know. I think season 2 is in the works, but I would have to check it. But I haven't seen anything after season 1.
I hope it keeps going because more people, more jobs,
Yeah,
more kids go to college. So.
that's true. That's true. And don't become actors. Julie, you have a good night.
Bye-bye. Nighty-night.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for swinging by. Hope you get home okay. It's, I enjoyed The Boys. I know Elizabeth doesn't necessarily agree with that, but
I enjoyed it. It was fine.
yeah, it's yeah. Andrea's watched the whole thing now too, so. But I don't want to drop spoilers for that yet. It's new enough that give it a while before we start dropping.
Yeah,
spoilers.
give it a shot. You know, I'm not the end of all the shows. You know, it's fun. I love seeing people do things I can't do. I love seeing different points of view, different worlds, and that one definitely was a different point of view.
Well,
When
it's-
that one, and it's in the trailer when the power woman stops the truck and it goes like through her. I mean,
Right.
it's great
and shrapnel everywhere.
everywhere.
And it's something I've been saying for a while now, that if we had real superheroes, they would be like our rock stars and our sports stars. You'd have a few good ones that are decent human beings, but you'd have some fucking egotist bastards too.
And there's some fun questions raised on that one. Just that whole airplane sequence. Boy,
Yeah.
that's
That was a good
Tough one.
sequence. It's
yeah. It's worth a view. Everyone should check it out. Go check it out. It's
Yeah.
worth it.
And hate it if you want when you're done. Please feel free. But I don't think
Any reaction is a reaction.
that's true. Yeah, I don't expect everybody to love it, but I don't. Besides somebody looking to complain about something, I don't think anybody's going to just objectively hate it. Because it's well made and well written and good effects. And my biggest complaint is some of the characters through all 8 episodes or whatever it was, each character does have their personal story arc, but some of them have certain personality traits that they just pound the fuck out of, and it gets annoying by the 7th and 8th episode. You're like, can they get past that yet?
Apparently not.
Well, it's what creates conflict between the characters, which is, something you need and want. But yeah, it got to a point where it's like, okay, isn't this where they come together and work together? It's good night, Tempe. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that.
Good night.
Tempe.
Night.
Ed, you got to meet Tempe one day. She is a delight. It's oh, and by the way, I know we've spoken about her book, Ed, but she actually did a ton of research in colonial Williamsburg, and the main character from our modern age goes back 253 years and interacts with George Washington and everybody as our country is forming.
Coolness.
So it's that, and
That is cool.
yeah, and she did the fuck out of her because she was worried about some of these history buffs tearing her up for having inaccuracies. So she did a good job with that.
It's a book.
That's what I said. I'm like, you're an author. You're allowed to take certain freedoms.
Right.
It's
It's not like the movies they make today and claim that this is history.
it's like the difference between the Queen movie and the Elton John movie, which I haven't seen either. But who was it? Was it Gary? Somebody told me, you want to see something that's mostly accurate, you watch the Queen one. Mostly accurate.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
And if you want to see something that's just built for entertainment, go watch the Elton John one. Don't go for that for accuracy. Okay, well, we got about 10 minutes left, so we're going to do what we're doing. We're going to hang out and bullshit. Chris, are you playing Classic WoW?
Maybe.
Look at that, so focused.
It's yesterday, or today, I'm sorry. Today at 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Is that correct, Chris? Is it when it went live?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have re-released, not the very first iteration, but kind of the second iteration, the second year, where they worked out a lot of...
Well, yeah, year 2. No, not even. It's 2 years later, because it was 2006 when
Right.
patch 1.12 was released.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Year 2, it's... So they basically gave us a cleaner version where they worked out a bit of the bugs and flaws from the initial release and whatnot, but it's still Classic WoW with a lot of the difficulties and hardship that players whined about, and now they're like, oh my god, the game sucks because we want the shit that we whined about that we wanted to take out. We didn't know what we were asking. So yeah, it's back to that, and I am sure it is crowded servers tonight. What level are you up to, Chris?
7.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's surprising because I know originally...
Minus the half hour to 45 minutes when I went to go get food. I should have stayed logged in and hoped I didn't time out instead of logging out because I had a 45-minute queue time to get back in.
And that's what it'll be like for the first week. And then we'll get all the reviews of...
It's a little crazy.
I expect within the next 3 days we're going to start seeing the... I remember why I hated it. Shut up.
He's so focused.
I have enough attention to pay attention to
What is he playing again? What is this called?
The original World of Warcraft. So
it's World of Warcraft Classic.
Oh, I see.
It's on its...
Any spiders? Any spiders?
Yeah, I had to kill a whole bunch of spiders.
That's it.
Big green tarantulas if he's playing his elf.
Yes.
They're about waist high to the characters, and if you laid down next to them, they would be longer than you are tall. Oh, look at that. There's a
spider shark.
Spider shark?
Spider shark.
I still like the unfolding fins into the long legs. I was thinking...
All right, I got a worse one, but I think it's pretty good. I don't want to say it on the air. I got a worse one.
Okay. We'll do a few minutes after the show.
Trying to write a terrifying movie?
Not terrifying, but one that's highly marketable. All those shark movies have all the women.
A bunch of little dog legs on the bottom.
All the women end up just in bikini tops, right? Well, okay, nothing wrong with that because it sells, right? I'm taking advantage of that image, so we'll just go from there.
Okay, how about corgi shark?
Corgi shark. Corgi shark. Ghost shark. You never see him. Just the aftermath. Ghost shark.
This summer, terror is fuzzy.
A budget of $2,000. Ghost shark.
You can barely see her green screen hands in the green gloves as it makes it. Rah, rah, rah. The little rubber shark with little legs glued on it.
I think that would be hysterical. But
that sounds like a 10-minute YouTube short. Then you go into some hand-drawn animation. There we go.
That's funny.
We've got a plan. Corgi shark, don't let your dog shit on the beach.
When I was at my friend's place for her birthday, we were watching all the Sharknadoes. And then we were sitting in the hot tub later. And they had installed these LED lights that change colors. So you're in the water. Oh, it's blue.
We have those.
And I noticed, oh, cool. Hers It goes through yellow and red quite quickly because it's not a very appealing color, you know. But I took a
Blood in the
took a
water? Oh my
picture
god.
of
What
my
else?
legs when it was red in the water, and I sent them the shot of Sharknado, Sharknado in the water.
It reminds me of
Yellow
movie.
water is.
Reminds me of movie 43 with the tampon commercial. If anybody hasn't watched that, watch it now. Let's do a closing toast. We're 5 minutes till the end of the wrap up here. Chris, happy birthday, man. Happy 33. It's got a significance. It's got 2 of the same number in it. So,
And it's a prime number?
there we go. There we go. So happy
I'm gonna have
birthday.
2 of the same number this year.
You put it on the side, it's the butt symbol.
Butts.
Here's to hanging out with people for the birthday and celebrating you being here.
Cheers. Applaud you. Mm.
All gone.
Anybody have any big plans for this week?
Hopefully, I'm gonna go back to work.
Hopefully. If not, you'll keep making money while sitting at home. You going stir crazy?
Yeah, I am. I can drive now, so
Okay.
that's a plus. But
Well, if you want, you could probably put down some more trim in your house if you need to.
no.
There's probably those 3 corners that you haven't done yet that you still need to do.
No.
Never again, damn it. Never again.
Never again. Yeah.
It's,
And Teresa's still on this thing about selling the house and starting a homestead down in the mountains, up in the mountains somewhere. And no,
Yeah.
I'm not building, working on a house ever fucking again. No.
it's kind of how I feel after laying my own floors, and they're just Pergo. They're not even wood floors, and I'm like, yeah, next time if I don't have the money, I'm just painting some fucking plywood.
I would.
Sand that shit to a smooth finish and call it done. Area rugs.
Gotta seal them.
No.
Seal them with paint.
Carpet tiles.
He's got those
No, those
kinder-
giant foam puzzle pieces.
That's what I was about to say. The kindergarten foam pieces all over his living room. At least
That sounds great.
At least when you have sex on the floor, your knees aren't quite as fuck you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can get burn marks from those. Don't doubt it.
Oh,
Experience.
you know, huh?
His children don't hold themselves down.
Sex education at its best.
Oh my.
That's how either we quit being on Twitch or. What, Win? What?
The joke that did them in.
Well, it either put us straight up to partner or took us off air. Trin says sex on, or Win says sex on the kindergarten floor. Really? Well, you gotta use the little tables. You gotta kind of squat really awkwardly for those.
Really?
Today is brought to you by the letter O. The big
Oh.
It was supposed to be the big O, but it turned into O.
C always isn't always for Cookie.
A friend of mine, speaking of the Big O, a friend of mine posted this long list of useless knowledge on Facebook the other day. And the very first one was a pig has a 30-minute orgasm. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I can't tell you what any of the rest of anything else on that list said.
I just want to know who is holding the stopwatch and who is testing. Still quivering.
Who was getting the pig off?
Guy number 1. Okay, let's do our outro music here. Here we go. Thanks, guys, for coming. We'll see you later this week. If you want to come hang out with me as I do stupid shit, don't forget this weekend. Probably won't see much of me. And here's our outro. See you next Monday.
Thanks for
Good night,
joining us for the
everyone.
discussion
Have a good night.
shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the Tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day.
Jamin clarified, up to 30 minutes, typically 10 to 12. This explains his dating history.
Lucky pigs.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.